Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the ECMWF extended model for today's fourth and final video. This is your 42 days / 6 weeks look out for the UK and for Ireland, and I should get on with it for you in a moment. Just say that first. The video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we've also released January Friday 10 to 14 day as well. Check out all of today's videos and content. Just show everyone for doing that. This video is normally released on Saturday morning, but on the final weekend of the month, we release our season 1 roundup. So tomorrow we've got the first winter 2024-25 season 1 roundup, getting together 14 long-range models for the World Leading Forecast Centre to see what they're all showing for the winter for the first time this season. And so that means this video has been pushed back to Friday evening. So that's the reason we're releasing this on Friday evening rather than Saturday morning. Right, okay, so I should get on with the video for you now. Thank you so much to ECMWF.int for supplying the charts and the data. This update is going to get us to the 11th of November, can you believe? Wow, wow, wow. Right, so we're going to start off with week 1 mean cell pressure anomaly, taking us from the 30th of September to 7th of October. So next week, you're going to have high pressure blocking in the North Atlantic close to Iceland and Greenland, with low pressure through Europe, and that brings the wind in from an easterly or a northeasterly direction. The 500 millibar height anomaly has above average heights in the Atlantic going up to Greenland. A trough is in over Scandinavia, and that could bring the wind in to a north or a northeasterly direction. Temperature anomalies are forecast to be colder than average then next week for Ireland and the UK. Most of Europe looking cold as well. Pretty much Europe-wide cold, actually, next week, with just 1 or 2 exceptions here and there. And by the way, we do the European Outlook, let's say European Outlook, with this one on a Tuesday or a Wednesday at the moment. I think next week it's going to go back to Tuesday, back to its normal upload day. But I'll let everybody know next week about that anyway. And anyway, so going back to the UK and Ireland, for precipitation for week 1, it's dry than average to the northwest, wetter than average to the south, and also to the southeast. Right, week 2 will be the 7th to the 14th of October. Still some northern blocking close to Iceland, still with low pressure covering many parts of Europe, so fundamentally the pattern not really changing a great deal, probably still keeping the wind in from the north or northeasterly direction then. 500 millibar heights look like that. Again, we've got a mid-Atlantic ridge going up to Greenland, Iceland, with a trough of low through western north parts of Europe. And again, that could well be bringing the wind in from a northeasterly direction. Week 2 temperature anomalies. Though they're lifting back closer to average or losing the signal slightly, but probably, if anything, still rather on the coolish or colder than average side, I reckon, for most of Western Europe there. And precipitation anomalies look dry than average to the north, up here around Iceland, and wetter than average to the south, down across France, and England and Wales also coming out with rather above average rainfall. Okay, week 3 will be the 14th, 21st of October. What are you doing, Gabe? What are you going here? Right, so this one, again, with some low pressure through western parts of Europe. Blocking signal is reducing, so we might be seeing the jet stream starting to push back northwards again, and, you know, going on to the milder side of the jet there. 500 millibar heights, though, still showing quite a lot of blocking in the North Atlantic and around Greenland. So maybe my interpretation there is wrong. What about temperature anomaly? So again, slight increase, I think, in the overall temperature anomaly. Or it could just have no signal, really. But I reckon there may be a bit of a warm-up going on here through the middle part of October. And precipitation-wise, so that's still showing drier than average to the north of the UK and Ireland, and slightly wetter than average to the south, I think. So still quite an unusual pattern, you know, still a bit of blocking around them. Okay, so week 4 will be the 21st, 28th of October. Here we go. Oh, well, that now we really have got a weak signal. No signal there. Let's put in a couple of question marks. It's not clear what's happening there, is it? 500 millibar heights, though, still showing blocking routed towards Iceland and Greenland, which could still keep wind in from a north or northeasterly direction, really. And temperature anomalies, though, are staging a little bit of a recovery again. So week by week, incrementally, the temperature anomaly gradually increasing. So by the time we get through to the fourth week, we are slightly above average then. We'll see about that. And we go through to precipitation. And we look like that. So again, it's drier than average just to north, and again a little bit west average down to south. Right, week 5 will be the 28th of October, 4th of November. Let's have a look. And there we see some high pressure beginning to appear towards Ireland and the UK, and that could start to bring in milder winds from the west there, I would have thought. 500 millibar heights. That, though, is still showing like a mid-Atlantic ridge type pattern and heading up towards Greenland as well. So if there's a trough here, which it could be, that would actually bring the wind in from the north. So a little bit confusing there between the mean sea level pressure and 500 millibar heights. Temperature anomaly is actually lowering slightly in the 5th week, going back to average or no signal. And precipitation-wise, a little bit drier than average to the west of the country. Very weak signal, though. And then lastly, week 6 will be before to the 11th of November. This is it. And then we see high pressure around Spain and down into the Med, which again going to try and bring the wind up southwesterly direction. However, the 500 millibar heights keeping a blocking signal going towards Greenland and Iceland. So when you get to weeks 4, and particularly 5 and 6, long way out, but there is a bit of a split here between what the mean sea level pressure anomaly is showing and what the 500 millibar heights are showing. 500 millibar heights suggests that we could keep wind in from the north or northeasterly direction even into November. The temperature anomaly, again, lifts up slightly. And the precipitation anomaly shows no signal. So a little bit on the confused side for November, but for October, well, we're starting off on a cold and unsettled note. Looks like we keep things pretty mixed through most of October, but we see the temperature gradually lifting up a little bit as the month goes along. And that is something that we saw with GMA Friday actually earlier on today. So if you haven't seen GMA Friday yet, check it out. And you'll see that the three models here are more or less in agreement with one another for the way forward for October. We'll see, though, just snapshots of what these models are showing, and they could all look different when we look at them again for the various updates next week. Right, well, that's it for today's content. Hope you've enjoyed it all. Tomorrow, we've got the 6-10 forecast coming up. We've got weekend forecast will be at 10:40 there. And as I say, we will, at 10 a.m, have the first winter 2024-25 seasonal model roundup. We're going to get together all the long range ones to see what they're showing for the winter for the first time this season. And that will be up at 10 a.m. tomorrow. But for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.